Yo friends, welcome back. Alex here, your friendly guide helping you navigate this human experience. Today we're going to be diving into the law of assumption and a little bit of my experience with the law of assumption with one poignant story that really sticks out to me when it comes to the law of assumption. Quantum mechanics states that the objective world changes due to how it's observed through, we could say, assumption. What we assume things to be, that's how they are. And I had a really cool story that just really sticks out to me with this journey. When this information came into me, and this is something that's been percolating over the last few years, but this story sticks out to me. And I started to really apply the law of assumption. And it was with, more so, the beautiful brothers and sisters I was seeing in my objective world. And there was one lovely lady who worked at a coffee shop, who still works there now. And this woman was very known for having characteristics of being very abrasive, being very, say, cold, stern. Lots of people would mention this lady in a rather apprehensive tone before being served by her in this coffee shop. And I myself had interactions with her which felt like not inharmonious, but there was this, like, I was picking up on some kind of like energy going on. I don't know what was going on, but I was just picking up on. I was like, okay. I was like, what's going on here, man? What am I joining into here with this like assumption of this lady, and overlooking everything, overlooking the world of appearance, which is really important in the journey of the law of assumption. The law of assumption, we have to be ready to overlook what's in the objective world that's being reflected back at us, because essentially, as painful as it may be, everything is a little facet of me being reflected back at me. So I need to learn how to love what's out there, because essentially that is me. That was what was really the driving force of this journey. Understanding that these reflections, they're just little facets of me, some way, one way or another, being reflected back at me. So the only way to go about this really is to deploy the law of assumption, but with the qualities of forgiveness, compassion, and love. To see someone in your mind's eye totally different to how they may be appearing in the objective world. Whether someone's abrasive, whether someone's cold appear or whatever, whether someone's, like harsh, like, or, just really challenging to be with, essentially. And this is one story that I'm telling now, but I actually deployed this with lots of different people, and loads of little different transformations happened with people due to the changes I was making inside myself in my subjective world. But coming back to the lady at the coffee shop, I started to commit to seeing her lovingly. I started to see her within my consciousness, and I started these imaginary, loving conversations and engagements with this woman. And it was a bit of a journey. It wasn't something that just changed straight away, even though sometimes it did in other accounts. But I'm going to stick with this story right now. But sometimes with this ebb and flow, it's like there's so much that we learn from the journey of this. So maybe someone doesn't transform straight away due to what you're changing within, because you need to go through a certain process. But that's what I feel like I was going through. I was like, I've really got to, I'm being guided to a deeper level of devotion here and commitment to seeing this person differently, which was, on reflection, when you reflect on it like that, that's really cool. That's really beautiful. That's like, damn, man. It's like, that's what we're doing it for. We're doing it for ourselves, doing it for everyone around us. We're like diffusing everything. This is our like initiation with love. And I committed to this with this one individual. And it was an ebb and flow. Like I say, it didn't happen straight away. Journeying through, staying committed, staying devoted, still making those changes within, still seeing, utilizing my imagination with the powers of love. Yeah, love, forgiveness, compassion, seeing this woman light up in my eyes, in my mind. And then one day, this sticks out to me. Just come here just a second. It sticks out to me, man. One moment, I was getting 1 minute, I hadn't kind of mentioned anything to this lady. I was just courteous in my interactions, thanking her for my coffee all the time when I went in. And there was one moment when I was waiting for my coffee and she said, I'll never forget it, she said, "How are you today?" And I was like, "I'm very well, thank you. How are you?" Now, this doesn't sound like a lot. This doesn't sound like a lot. But this is from a woman who hadn't uttered any other word, even when serving me. Like, it was a case of non-verbal sometimes, just like. So this, this doesn't sound like a big deal, but this was like, you know, when something lights up within your consciousness, something happens within your objective world, and something like there's a signal and lights up, like, it's okay, something's happening here. Something's happening here. Like, look, say a few months of that commitment and devotion to seeing this woman in a certain way, the fruits of that seem to be happening within that moment. And the cool thing that happened after that, like, our relationship just changed hard. like changed hard. So like, and it turned into this like engagement. Every time I went in, she's like, "How you doing? How are you today?" I was like, "I'm fine, I'm good. I'm going to the gym. Can't wait for my coffee that you're gonna make me." So excited. Like, we turned into this excitement to see each other. And it's just kind of touched my heart. When I'm getting warmed up, like, but this telling this story now, man. But it's just really stuck with me. And now, like, going back to it, just to like illuminate it even more, I'd see her in the shop. I'd see her outside of the coffee shop. So there's like, you know how we have this different levels of attraction. I would then, due to this journey that we were on, this lady at the coffee shop, I would start seeing her outside the coffee shop. Even if she was from afar, we'd wave at each other. We'd be like, "How you doing? Yeah, how you doing, man?" And it was so cool. And it's that, like, my journey of the law of assumption is so that, man. And I'll just stick with this one story now, but that happened with so many other people. I've seen really intense anger diffused due to just assuming people a different way, to keep looking past the world of appearance of how someone may appear to be, but utilizing my imagination as a tool to diffuse those aspects of ourselves, those wounds that everyone's carrying one way or another. There's like an individual and there's a collective, but diffuse it with love, an imagination of love, forgiveness and compassion. So yeah, man, like the lady at the coffee shop, it was just, it was just so cool. Like, it was a blossoming moment, really stood out to me as a moment of a really symbolic moment of shift and change, of understanding the correlation between my inner world and outer world. It also confirmed the importance of how I am assuming people to be. Of how am I imagining people to be? Am I being guided too much by the objective world more so? Am I believing that more than what's happening within myself? That's one of the biggest life lessons we can take right here, right now from this video. So I want you to go into your world. I want you to see who you're assuming to be a grouch, a grump, and potentially labeling people toxic, when really there's something you can do about it within yourself, and you can make the changes within you to see them a different way. You can use your imagination in a loving capacity and vibration. And I will guarantee, if you commit to that, you will see amazing changes in your life, from not just people, like random people serving you coffee in a coffee shop, but with your friends, your family. You can deploy this with everyone in your life, and it's going to be an ebb and flow. It's maybe a little bit frustrating, but you're only being taught and guided to a deeper level of devotion and commitment to the process. That's the big part of the learning, or what I feel we're all essentially being guided with. Florence Scovel Shinn, that's just come to me. Florence Scovel Shinn said, we are all taking our initiation in love. I said that quote a minute ago. Just remembered who it was. I had to give her credit for that. We're all taking our initiation with love. You feel me? You bet your ass we're taking our initiation with love. And I want you to go out now. I want you to go out and be that so loving. Damn. Yeah. But essentially, we could say about it, about loving other people, but it all comes down. There's nothing to change but self. There's no one to love but self. No one to love but self. We can change that up a little bit more. We could change that from there's no one to change but self. There's no one to love but self. You. Go love you so deeply and profoundly it has no other choice but to be reflected in every facet of your life, and sometimes even the most amazing places and spaces will be lit up by your perception of love. I love you, my friends. Thank you so much for being here, watching this video. Thank you for building a community with me. Thank you for vibing in the comments and the likes and the everything. I love you so much. And you know what? I'm already excited to see you in the next video.